having AD, the story of the resurrection, on NBC, a broadcast network, beginning Easter Sunday, is amazing.
And that was Mark Burnett. It is worth noting that Mark and his wife, Roma Downey, you remember as an actress of some note, they're the producers of yet another biblical miniseries that is set to take our nation by storm. It's called AD, The Bible Continues, set to premiere on NBC on Easter Sunday. It picks up where their last blockbuster biblical series, The Bible, left off.
Yeah, that hit miniseries told the story of the Old and New Testaments. AD, The Bible Continues, deals with the life of Jesus. This new miniseries will run for 12 weeks, and the producing team of Burnett and Downey are hoping for the same kind of reception that their past biblical epics have garnered.
Newsmax contributor Larry Elder had the chance to sit down for an in-depth interview with Mark Burnett to talk about the success of the Bible and this upcoming miniseries AD, The Bible Continues. They began their conversation about how Americans are hungry for spiritual programming.
I think that our Bible series that we did in 2013 that got 100 million viewers in America, and by the way, the Bible series in Canada beat hockey, which is really amazing. That's the most amazing fact of all. It really made people realize, wow, this is a very broad story, and broadcast networks should be delivering this broad message. In the same way, NFL football is a broad message. The Bible is probably only eclipsed by NFL football in terms of number of people paying attention to it in this nation, and its time has come. And Roma and I are so grateful to be doing our part.
The Bible, as you mentioned, 100 million views. AD, is it harder to do AD than the Bible? Which one is harder?
They're both difficult, because with the calling to do this comes enormous responsibility. Enormous responsibility. We have scores of biblical advisors to make sure we keep the stories correct. But then also with AD is also about the history of the Romans and the temple authorities. It's really the Bible with a tinge of Game of Thrones in terms of the action or gladiator in it.
The Bible surprised people how successful it was, as has American Sniper surprised people at how successful it was. What does that tell us about the people that make decisions around here?
I feel, and I've always felt, that too many Hollywood decisions are made upon what people in, Manhattan or Beverly Hills might want to watch. And I think what we've seen, certainly with country music, certainly my wife saw for many years Untouched by an Angel. I saw with Survivor. We've seen with American Sniper, the Bible, AD. There's an enormous country in between the coasts. An enormous country, and that's a country that's all about the United States of America, faith, and family.
We'll have more with Mark Burnett and Larry Elder in the days to come. For now, just in the minute 30 that remains with Miranda Kahn, let's also call in our friend Liz Peek at Newsmax New York. Now, Liz, Mark made the comment at the outset, hey, we're going on NBC, and given NBC's lurching leftward in recent years, compounded with the Brian Williams situation, does this surprise you that NBC picked up the option on this miniseries?
Well, I think their overriding ambition is to make money, so I guess the popularity of this series probably is the driving force here. But, this is very heartening, isn't it, that there is such an audience for a religious piece, because we have been led to believe that religion is sort of dying out in this country, and, that secularism is kind of the new God, etc. And honestly, I think as we look at this clash of civilizations that is before us, and spawning radical Islam and so forth, not to take this too far afield, the truth is we need to reassert the values and the beliefs that made this country great. And I don't mean that everyone has to be a Christian or a Jew or anything of the sort, but we should at least not be embarrassed to talk about religion, which is kind of where we've ended up recently.
And on that note, Liz, we thank you for your time this entire hour. Miranda and I will return with our final hour for this Friday right after this.